A fan by the name of Doug Jones reached out to me and sent a video. So I just thought I would share his fan question if you don't mind.
Please do.
Congratulations on Nightmare Alley, Mr. Del Toro. Big fan here.
Where we're going, we don't need roads.
Mr. Del Toro, what an honor to talk with you again, sir. Seriously, congratulations on this. I got 1,000 questions for you, but I truly appreciate your time.
Thank you. My pleasure.
I'm going to jump into this. You are just the master of creating and also understanding supernatural monsters, but you've brought to life some of the greatest of all time. But here you're dealing with human monsters, no real supernatural forces at work, but they're monsters nonetheless. So I'm sort of curious, what is the difference in how you approach supernatural monsters versus flesh and blood human monsters?
Well, in all the movies I do that have fantastical elements, there's always a human or two that are horrifying. And I always say in those movies, the real monster is the human. So this was basically expanding rather than changing, expanding upon that, but trying to bring in a different sense of place, atmosphere, rhythm, and it's essentially a psychological thriller, a character portrait of a man that lives his life through lies, and through lies that people believe, which I think is a very important theme right now.
I think you're absolutely right. I'm such a fan of yours, and I think just having the chance to talk to you is a privilege. So I actually opened up my interview to fan questions and asked if there was anyone who had a fan question for you. And a fan by the name of Doug Jones reached out to me and sent a video. So I just thought I would share his fan question if you don't mind.
Please do.
Hello, I am the Baron from What We Do in the Shadows. Actually, I'm just a crazy little actor. Congratulations on Nightmare Alley, Mr. Del Toro. Big fan here. And I just have one question for you. Out of all the movies you've done, who has better legs, Cate Blanchett or Doug Jones? I'd love to hear.
All right. Well, if you're going to put me on the spot, I have to go with Cate Blanchett, but Doug Jones has longer legs.
Okay, fair enough.
There you go.
Fair enough. Well,
quantity or quality, I don't know.
Well, I'll share the answer with him, and I appreciate you answering the fan question.
My pleasure.
I've got to tell you, so much of this movie is about figuring out who you are for better or for worse, and you pour so much of your heart and your soul into your films. Which of your films in your career do you think most taught you about who you are as a filmmaker and a storyteller?
It's funny. Almost all of them is curious. Like Hellboy is as personal to me as Pan's Labyrinth. Pacific Rim, strangely enough, as personal as Crimson Peak. But the thing is, some of them are more philosophical. Some of them are more about my craft. I think this one was quite a learning experience, because you question the very fact that you are a storyteller and that you have to have a commitment to what you believe is reality, and not giving just entertainment, but giving. I think this movie is a bit of a gut punch, and I think Shape of Water was a little bit of a love song. So they're so different, but they're both very personal.
You're absolutely right. And seriously, if you can't tell, sir, I'm such a fan of you and your work. And seriously, it's truly an honor to be able to speak with you. And I'm glad that you let that fan, Doug Jones, ask a question. I appreciate you taking the time for that.
Nice guy.
Nice guy. You should work with him sometime.
I hope I do. He had something on his skin.
Where we're going, we don't need roads.